Welcome back to 2 Minute Warning, episode 122. Back on the topic of college football today. One of our last college football videos, unfortunately, with the season coming to an end, at least for the Gators. But the number 6 Oklahoma Sooners, Big 12 champions, and then number 7 SEC runner-ups, Florida Gators, are meeting in the Cotton Bowl this year. December 30th, 8 p.m., I believe, prime time. This is going to be a great game. I think these two teams make a fantastic matchup just because they're such similar teams. But I certainly am going to give Florida the edge in this game. Just taking a look at the way they've played all season. Just last game they put up 46 against Alabama, SEC championship, number 1 seed in the country. That's what the Gators have had to do all year. Even though they didn't win that game, they had to put up 40-plus points, which they've done all season to win football games. The Gators' defense is obviously not very good, which is exactly the way Oklahoma plays football. Oklahoma is the same way. Both teams, 8 wins. Oklahoma was 8-2, Florida 8-3, and they have won those games with their offense, not their defense. I mean, taking a look at the games, like I said, Florida winning games, like Arkansas, we put up over 60. 62 or something like that. Kentucky, we put up almost 40. Earlier in the season, we were putting up, I think Ole Miss, we put up 55. We were putting up 40 points pretty much every game at least. Oklahoma's done the same thing. They put up 48 against Missouri State. They put up 53 at Texas. They put up 62 against Texas Tech. They put up 41 against Oklahoma State. That's the type of ball that both of these teams play, is super high scoring offense and defense that just lets the other team score points and simply win by outscoring rather than stopping the other team. But I think Florida's offense certainly outweighs Spencer Rattler's offense in Oklahoma, which is why I'm going to give Florida the edge in this football game. Obviously, I shouldn't say obviously, but in my opinion, Kyle Trask is the best quarterback in college football. He leads basically every important stat in FBS right now. Touchdown passes at 43. He leads by 11. Total touchdowns at 46. Yards total passing 4,125. And also yards per game through the air at 375. Kyle Trask leads basically every category you can really look for in a quarterback, which is why I give this Florida team the edge over Oklahoma in the Cotton Bowl, because they have the better offense. Their defenses are going to be equally insufficient, in my opinion. They're both going to allow the other offense to score pretty readily throughout the game, but Florida, I think, is going to drive down the field and put 7 points up every single drive and put up 55 points, 60 points this game. Because if you look at what they did against Alabama, putting up 46, I think if they can put up 46 against Alabama, the best team in the country right now, then I think they can put up 10 more against Oklahoma, and I don't think you can possibly lose a game with 56 points, assuming that they do score over 50, like I just said. Like I said, I think Oklahoma's defense is very similar to the Gators, but I might even give Gators defense over Oklahoma. Not to say that a guy that's only 5'10" can't play football, but Oklahoma has an average height of 5'10" in their secondary cornerback safeties on defense. I think that right there is a big disadvantage to them. I mean, now, mind you, the Gators are going to be playing without Kyle Pitts, who declared for the draft and also declared he will not be playing in the bowl game for his own personal safety, not to injure himself or ruin his career. I think that's a smart decision for him, even though I'd love to have him back for this game, because if Kyle Pitts was there, it would be him all day. Like I said, with the lacking height of this Oklahoma secondary, Kyle Pitts would be open all day at 6'3". But we're not going to have him. It's going to be up to Grimes and Tony. Now, mind you, Tony is about, I think he's 5'9", 5'8". So maybe they'll cover him pretty well. So I think this is an interesting matchup for sure. But I definitely have Florida's offense having the edge over Oklahoma's, and their defenses are going to kind of be equally insufficient, like I said. So Florida's offense is going to take off and win this game, but I'm expecting it to be like an Alabama game where we put up 46, but I think we'll win 46-40 or 46-35 or 50-40. Like it's gonna be again, if the over under like the Alabama game is 74.5, I'm taking the over in this game because I think both teams are gonna run the table and put up, 28 in the first half and maybe another 20 in the second half, and it'll be I think both teams will come close to 40-50 points. I don't expect the Gators to win by more than 2 scores, maybe 10 points maximum. I think it'll be a tight game. I don't expect to see overtime. I think Florida and Dan Mullen can pull this out in regulation. But like I said, with these two defenses that have struggled most of the season, but their offenses that have been very, very sufficient, I think this is going to be a high-scoring game that the Gators edge out. I think Spencer Rattler, I mean, right now he's got 2,800 yards, roughly 25 touchdowns to 7 interceptions. He's just a freshman. He is a very talented quarterback. It's going to be this Oklahoma team. I think is a team we'll see in the playoff as early as next year. Right now they're on the outside looking at number 6. So I think Spencer Rattler is very talented, but they struggled a little bit. They lost a game to Kansas State early in the season. They lost a great game, but they did lose to Iowa State, who they ended up beating in the Big 12 championship. So they lost a couple games. He's made some mistakes here and there. He makes some reckless throws. So I think the Gators defense may even come away with a turnover late in the game that seals it, because Spencer Rattler may force something that he shouldn't have. But he's a young guy and he's going to be getting better. But again, final prediction: Gators got this game by 7 points. I'm going to call an even multiple of 7, maybe, I don't know, 56-49. I'm going to call that. Thanks for watching, guys. 2-minute warning.